Objection! Hello everyone and welcome back to TZM TV Channel 18. It is time for the continuation of my Phoenix Wright Let's Play. The test did not work yesterday when I tried it. So you know what, I'm just going to be careful of not going over 15 minutes. So I'm not going to put my intro and outro on every single one. I'm just going to put it after every until a to be continued. So whenever a to be continued comes up, that's when I'll do the outro on that one part. So I'm just going to keep the parts going. Just because I don't want to wait a while. So since I can't go back to the final trial episode 3 when I tried uploading it, it was weird. So I'm just gonna show you guys what it looks like on the computer here, and I'm gonna play for you guys what the ending actually looks like. I'm gonna still do the voice acting for you guys today, and then after this we'll go back to the Wii room and then continue on with episode 4, Turnabout Goodbyes. So this is going to be the final trial in which we just caught D. Vasquez. Her boys were about to beat us down, but Gumshoe came right in time to the rescue. So now she's down at the precinct. So now we're going into trial with her. So let's go ahead and get the show started. I hope I get the whole screen for you guys. I really do. Here we go. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. There she is. Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez, I am a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Ugh. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder.
Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay.
Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. Oh, I love that part. Witness testimony the day of the murder. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 o'clock sharp, but ended at 4 o'clock. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30 we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all.
I have a question about one part of your testimony. You are fatigued, so you had Sal take you.
The van. There's a van at Studio 2. You guys probably already know this. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk with that monkey's head toppling over. Alright, so we got that in the court record.
I see. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it.
Here we go. So, I'm just going to show you what the presenting looks like. I'm not actually playing this. This is actually a video that I found on a website of a walkthrough, So we actually present the steak plate. Objection! Ha! As I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak, but I say you did not.
What's this now, Mr. Wright?
Look at this.
It's a plate.
This plate was on the table in the employee room. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manila ate at a table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare! Miss Vasquez, tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. She didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like that incinerator.
I see. And what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break?
Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? She was meeting with the Steel Samurai!
Order. Are you saying...
Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai, and then you did it. You killed him with your own hands! Ugh.
Mr. Wright? Isn't that a little presumptuous?
And here's Miles. What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Sorry about the noise, guys. Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez.
Good luck, Nick.
Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes? I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? I think you would have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Ha. You see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. This totally sounds like Bond. Meaning, the samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What?
What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body.
I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. Take that! I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. So you're supposed to present the spear there. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that the spear broke during the morning action scene run-through? But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who was wearing a thick costume with this through the chest?
Order! Order!
Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence. I'm the one testifying here and I will be heard. Ugh. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell it was. How was Hammer killed?
Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer?
Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was?
I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then.
So we present... Take that! Look at this photo, so we present the 5-year-old photo.
What is this?
Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs.
Order! Order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about?
This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident in Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? What? Are you saying? Yes. What happened 5 years ago has happened again!
Mr. Wright, continue.
It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss Steve Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die. 5 years ago. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio One, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio One and returned to the trailer, all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I dispose of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio One and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time.
Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body?
What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance? Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then.
Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body.
So we present the van. Take that! Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio One. And you used the studio van to do it! Okay, actually, let me just cover this up basically so I can... Hold on a second, guys. There we go. Alright, let me just put the sound back on. Okay. Continuing. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio One. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. Stupid advertisements. You used the van to carry the body to Studio One. Then before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. What? Hold on, Wright. Don't forget it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Yes. Of course Sal Manella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose, you win. It was fun. I win? Complete silence. So what happens next? Don't question mark me. Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean... D. Vasquez, so it was you? You killed Jack Hammer. Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did, Mr. Wright? You just engaged in a battle of wits. In the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Alright, a lot of stuff happening right now, so I'm going to put the intro in this part, and then when we finish the trial in like a couple parts ahead, then that's when we'll stop. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next part.